What is up, everybody? It's me, Duke Farley, back at it again here on Lost at Sea. And tonight we are talking a little Big Brother 25. And we are back from a hiatus. Little sickness in the fam. It's going through the fam, apparently. Pat just came down with it this evening.
Yeah,
We got the news.
yeah.
Oh, I
So
did not know
Just
that.
yeah, just tested positive for COVID this morning. So dodged it for 3 years, got a booster, and the whole thing, it still got it. So
Pat, you know
yeah,
that
just
invitation I sent to you for the weekend? That's just tested for
yeah.
negative because you're negative coming to the house.
I'm just gonna show up and like, yeah, what's going on, guys? Sorry,
Yeah,
what's up? Is there a pool or something?
fuck that. Stay home.
But you know what's better than getting COVID? It's watching reality TV with the fam and, talking about it here on Lost at Sea. The last time we were all here was week one, so a lot has happened since then. Winner picks were made, and the first winner pick has fallen. So I want to turn it to you, Logan. You know, let's talk about it. Let's talk about the week that was the Highsome big the Highsome HOH reign and then the ultimate downfall.
Um, so let's talk about it. Hisam gets HOH, immediately bad vibes. Hisam has this weird thing where whenever he's talking to anyone, I'm gonna do an impression for you. Winning the HOH has really been quite an amazing experience, and I am just hopeful that Miss Felicia will keep me off the block this week, and we can resurrect our plan to get everyone out the door. I don't know why it felt like he was reading a script the entire week. Like I was like, what is going on here? When did you turn into like a robot? And then the second he was eliminated, he was like, oh yeah, I'm like fun, normal Hisam. And I was like, that is not what you gave us in that house. Where was that Hisam? It was real weird. And then just the whole like accepting his fate and being like, I have let down my brothers and sisters. I have let down my family. But it was so odd. And I was like, dude, get this guy out of here. So he was gorgeous and really good at competitions, but yeah.
It's gorgeous.
So all that he can
The only thing worse than him was Logan's internet connection. Like that's the only worse than Hyson.
it is bad. It is bad.
Little
So yeah.
Pat, what did you think? What did you think of Hisam and just like the whole?
I mean, just weird, like such a weird guy. I he is and I feel like it just goes to show how intense this game can be. And as just the idea of like the littlest power you get just goes immediately to your head. And he was the most intense human being ever. And just watching all week how everybody's like the house just turns on him and watching his DRs and being like, we're gonna have a great week and I am a king and kings don't fall and then getting backdoored and like I for a second I thought they were gonna keep him, which I was like, there's no way they should because this guy's like a monster and completely off the rails. But I, for a second there, I thought they were going to keep him. I don't know. Which apparently there was a lot of flip flopping in the house. Which if you set up this move, do not do not keep Isom. He's the only person that's won. He's won 3 competitions, and all week he goes, I'm going to stop competing. I'm going to stop competing, and I'm the best, and I'm a champion. I'm a lion, and I'm like, all right, Jesus Christ, get this guy out of here.
Hey, Duke and Logan, I thought this was interesting when Hisam got like when it was elimination night and he like walked out on stage and he reminded everybody that he's a doctor. I was sort of taken back because he did not act like a professional, like he did not act like a doctor in the house. He acted like a fool. And when he was hurt and when he got put up in the chair and then he had to go sit in the chair and he was clearly hurt, he looked like a child, like he looked like a little baby. And it just was very entertaining to me because if he played right, he was just stronger than everybody else. Like he was just a stronger player and probably could win almost any competition. He's smart for the most part, but he just handled it so wrong. It was just textbook. Like it really was the power coming to his head and just him handling it terribly.
The self-awareness of Heisem was so fun for me to watch throughout the couple episodes where, you know, he's kind of just talking over people in his alliance. And then what did you guys think of, you know, Miss Felicia using his own line? You mentioned it, Logan, the King line, to eventually backdoor him.
It's beautiful. I mean, it was wonderful. It truly was great TV. I think that maybe like I should have been in there delivering a bet. Like I feel like I could have like just hit it a little like harder and sassier, but like that's just me.
You think you could have hit it sassier than Miss Felicia? I don't think so. But I love that. Was probably one of the most entertaining veto meetings that I've seen in a very long time. I just, you know, I feel like Izzy just kind of ruins everything. Just Izzy just be like I don't know. She's probably really nice, but hers would be like, "Oh, dude, you gotta use the line against him. Yes, let's go." And everyone's like, "Okay, Izzy, like another like intense person, but like more annoying in a weird way than Heisem."
I want to ask you guys about the romances going on in the house. We have two budding romances. Uncle Shane, I want to ask you about, you know, your winner pick, Corey, his flirt game. What do you think of him in general with America here?
Okay, so here's the thing is a guy who's able to get a girl when he just constantly wears the pink hat, pink jacket combo. I don't have anything with the color pink. I actually really like the color pink and have a lot of shirts that are pink. It's just I never wore a hat, shirt, color combo together. And that's all he wears. And so I can't imagine anybody finding that attractive. I do think that I want to see more of him. I think the Heisem took so much TV time that Corey sort of played like his storyline was shorter because of that. But all of a sudden, the dude's in a hammock and he's macking down on this girl who arguably is the most attractive in the house. And he's like a closer. Like Corey's a closer. I didn't see that coming.
Corey the closer. All right. Do you guys, Logan, Patrick, do you guys feel similarly? I feel like they're giving him he has no game edit here.
That he has had a very unfortunate edit. I think he's in the best position in the house, but we don't see him. I mean, he does dress like Timmy Turner, which is crazy. But I think the thing that works for him is he's very self-aware of who he is and like his position, which can get you really far. And I think he's utilizing that. But like out of nowhere, he's just in a like I was like, I didn't even know these guys talked. And then they're in a hammock, and America's like, just keep me and Corey safe. I was like, wow, what the fuck? Since when? But I mean, Corey's just like, he's a closer. But even in the hammock, he's like, hold on, let me backtrack. Sorry, you're really attractive. I'm not used to this. So anyway, like he's like fumbling over his own words, but it works. You know, he's like really like just he's like he's a nice guy.
I also think that he kind of like plays it kind of really cool where he's like, yeah, like like he doesn't like kind of lean into it, and he's kind of like making her chase it a little bit, which I think America likes. So he's not, which I was like, okay, good for you, Corey. Like, way to like really make her work for it, I guess. But it's also weird because America's like a model, and Corey looks like he just graduated 6th grade.
And then we have the other showmance that was a little bit prevalent in the earlier week, but Jared and Blue, what did you guys think of, you know, them in general, and then the conversation that Sari has with Jared, like, you know, kind of like he cut the shit out, you know?
I think one of the best moments from the last few episodes is when they're in the pantry and Heisem comes and he's getting like a snack or something, and he mentions Blue to Jared and Suri, and then he
Mhm.
leaves, and she's like, the door closes. She looks directly at him, like, knock it off. Not like just the switch of her face, like, yeah, knock it off. Ridiculous. Like, and but they're like a couple. Like every time I see them now, they're just like holding on to each other, and I'm like, okay, so that's a showmance, and it's gotta suck for Jared to have your mom in the house just watching you be in a showmance. That's got to be so uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's gonna be uncomfortable, but it seems like even though he's in the showmance, it's not really affecting the way people are perceiving him in terms of like nominating him. We see, Blue get nominated for other reasons, and he's still scot-free. So it's kind of nobody wants to break that up, it seems like.
I'm fascinated watching Blue move from one part of the house to the next because it's all like sort of like a choreographed dance. It's almost like a Fosse kind of walk to sit down, and then she'll do like 3 poses before she talks. It's really sort of fascinating to watch.
She does do that a lot. She very much goes like, and slay, and like like every sentence, and I'm like, that's got to be exhausting. That is just like that's got to be the worst.
I'm winded from watching.
Yeah. I'm like, can we just like see you brush your teeth or something? Like, can I just see a real moment? Not like this.
What do you guys think of them bringing back the old time pressure cooker competition for the HOH? And they had the iconic Kaser, hosts in between when people dropped out.
I want to say something.
Sure.
I thought that having the snakes in the middle, but like just in a cage in the middle, was so lame. I was like, release the snakes. What? I was like, what is scary about that?
How could they do that, Logan? Release snakes on them?
I don't know, but just don't have snakes then. I was like,
I
literally...
also thought that was kind of weird to have just a pit of snakes, but like just
They
just
weren't even
a pit of
moving.
snakes.
I thought they were stuffed animals.
Hey,
Half the time the legs were off.
This is the scary verse. Snakes. They're not gonna hurt you. You guys are gonna be totally fine. But snakes.
How about we're gonna release the flies? There's like one fly.
Yeah.
And it only wants to
That's
attack Mimi.
Yeah.
Ultimately, we get, Cameron getting the dub here for the HOH. And it seems like the alliances that were in the beginning of the game are completely thrown out the window, and he nominates 2 people that were originally on his side.
There are 3 new alliances that just came out of nowhere. That they were like, oh, by the way, here's the pressure cooker, which I thought was awesome. Like I thought that was such a cool that would suck to compete in, and like the fact that they just that was awesome. I thought it was really cool to watch. But during that, they're like, oh yeah, there are 3 new alliances, and he's like, yeah, what is it, like Forever 25? What is it? The alliance that he's talking about? Forever 20, Forever 21, whatever. I don't know.
I think that's a store.
His new store, whatever. That's they just mention it, and he goes, "I'm doing this for this alliance." And I was like, "We didn't even see you guys talk together. You cut to a clip of you guys being like Forever 25, and then that's it." And I'm like, "Why are you fighting for these people?"
I also love that Suri is explaining all these alliances. Like, she's the one explaining all them, and she doesn't even know who's in them. She's like, me.
Yeah. And also, hey, Cameron, didn't Red just tell you about the entire Professors Alliance that you were not a part of? Is that not ringing any alarm bells at all? He's like, oh, well, hopefully I can be a part of it. Ding, 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 ding. It's like, hey, man, why don't we fucking Like you weren't a part of it. You were on the block twice because of them. So what are you doing? Why are you protecting these people?
Can we talk about Izzy's reaction to Cameron winning though?
Oh my god.
We got to talk
Izzy's the
about it.
worst.
She
Surprised
screwed
that Izzy.
herself.
Surprised Izzy doesn't touch the block here, even though Red kind of warns Cameron about all of that. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, she's so transparent. It's insane. Like, as soon as he wins, hey, your boy won. Okay, I'm going to bed. What the fuck? Like, and Red's like, hey, I think Izzy's definitely gonna come after you. And Cameron's just like, well, Jag and Blue, people that I've worked with, let's put them on the block. What do you do? What are we doing? I don't know. It just seems dumb.
Yeah, it seems like he had no kind of rhyme or reason there to go for it, even though we get a hint that maybe, Izzy could potentially be a backdoor option. But then again, do they have the numbers even if he goes that way? I don't think he does. So a little disappointing.
You guys get the feeling that there's a lot of stuff we're not seeing because like besides what's his face in the hammock with the girlfriend all of a sudden with America, like, but also when did he lose the two people that he put up? Like we talked about just now, they were in the same alliance. Like, I just feel like there's pivotal scenes we're not seeing and then they're not showing us because there's new groups that are forming with names we had no idea about. And it gets me to the point where I'm like, did I miss an episode or is there something happening here?
Yeah, because we saw like Riley go home and then the entire house kind of is on board with Heisem going home after his charades. But we never see the side that Riley was on. We don't see them break up or anything. We just kind of see, Cameron become HOH and then completely go against those people that he was with. So there's definitely something we were missing that just wasn't shown on any of these episodes so far.
Yeah.
Who's in the best position, guys?
I think it's
Corey.
Suri.
I think it's Corey.
I think Corey or I think Jared is actually in a pretty good position. I think his mother and that alliance are going to take care of him. I think he also has like the Coreys and the Americas looking out for him. So I think Jared's actually in a pretty good spot for a guy who I thought was useless in the beginning.
Yeah. And I think there was a nice strategic play by America there to cut a deal with Cameron and save Corey and herself and not have to show her cards again. It seems like those two, Cameron and America, or Corey and America, are kind of playing the middle right now as well.
Yeah, I thought that was a really smart move on America's part because you don't need to. There's no reason why she needs to win this. I guess Cameron needs to win because he was on the block for 2 weeks. But I mean, I just thought it was surprising that he would not go after the people who put him up or the people that like he clearly should not be aligned with.
Yeah.
And but that's beside the point. But I think it was really smart of America. That was a really smart play for America. I mean, both of her and Corey are I think, in a very good position.
Pat, are you worried at all about Blue being on the block, that being your winner pick?
Yeah, dude, that sucks. I don't know. She's just gonna get off the block, I guess. She's just gonna dance on off. I think they both have a very good chance of winning the veto. I don't know. I would love to see a backdoor of Izzy. That'd be awesome. I would just like to see her implode.
What does Suri do now that Blue's up there? Because she doesn't want her around her son. So does she help get rid of Blue?
Probably.
That's a good point. I think she probably does. She cuts that out.
That's rough. When your mom helps get the girl out.
The mom's doing a little cock block in there.
Yeah, it's not a good position for Blue.
What do you guys
But who
think
do you?
of as people are getting eliminated and Julie Chen reveals the twist of, there's a secret duo or a secret mom and son relationship, and people are like still shocked that like they don't put it together. They're like, "Oh, wow. They're doing good. I hope they go to the end." Are you guys surprised that nobody's caught on yet?
I I probably wouldn't. I don't know because I feel like Jared has alluded to the fact that his mother is Suri, but I guess when you're in there, it's different. Because like when you hear this, when I see like some of the live feed clips of him covering it up and stuff, I'm like, dude, how the fuck is no one getting this? But I don't know. Like I guess it's different when you're in there because I guess he just recovers really well. But no, I don't know because I feel like it's so unheard. Like the twin twist, I just would never put together that a mom and son are on the same season. I guess just because we've never seen it before. So
if Izzy gets backdoored, does she somehow reveal it in a way to save herself?
I this is what I was thinking. I think if Izzy is on is Izzy gets back orders on the block, I think Izzy is a person that number one, if Izzy gets HOH, that's crazy. But anytime there's any pressure on Izzy, I feel like she's going to implode. So if her back is against the wall, I think she's going to sell Surrey and Jared out.
She
That's what
just
I
seems
think.
so loyal to them. I would be very
I know.
surprised because she's like
Yeah,
die hard Suri and Miss Felicia.
but it's like
That I would
yeah,
love to see it. I would love to see it.
Is she so diehard that she would give up the money for them? That's the thing.
that's the that'd be wild because if it's my last play, I'm gonna blow up their game, and I'm the only one with that information. You have to use it to your benefit at some point. Like you know, I don't
Also,
know.
I've got a question. How comfy is that robe that Suri is always wearing? I want to put that
Shit,
robe on. She is
it's got to be
always wearing that robe.
Great point, Logan.
she's never done a diary room session without it.
What do you think of now, instead of doing the slop, they're doing peanut butter and jellies for the week?
That sounds nice.
Because it
I
wasn't in
want
the
that.
first 3 seasons they did like or have nots where like peanut butter. I remember seeing something where they're like, "Oh, it sucked," and I was like, now it's oats. You just eat oats. I would much rather a peanut butter and jelly. Like
Yeah.
you just eat oats.
What about Red getting a complete sound system and theater in his home now? Kind of crazy.
It's gonna be kind of hard to fit that in the trailer park, though, don't you think?
What was he doing with his hair or his beard where he put it up over his face like a Muppet and then put the glasses on?
He was going
What
cousin
was
it.
that? That was really creepy. And I found that disturbing before bed.
That's my sleep paralysis monster.
I also loved that when they were doing the competition and it was the like black and white like night light camera on them. He looked like Santa Claus.
And his reaction to that, he was like, "I don't give a fuck." He's like, "You want?" I was like, That's a great. You get an entire renovated home movie theater and Paramount Plus for a year. That's a pretty great gift." And he's like, "I don't give a fuck at all." And Blue's just like, "I will take. I love $1,000. $1,000 is more like $750,000."
I feel like Red's getting like he's actually kind of a smart player and nobody's listening to him, and it's frustrating because
Yeah,
like he's got good reads on people, but nobody's taking him seriously or cluing him in on
it's
any of the
the
plans.
it's that Southern accent. Nobody takes you seriously if you have a Southern accent. He's like, "Sorry, Red, were you talking about farming or gameplay? I couldn't tell the difference."
Well, shit, guys, that's all I could think of in terms of the past couple weeks. It's been a whirlwind. We lost a winner pick in week 3. So Logue, you were out of the running of being, picking the winner. So um yeah. Anything else before we close out, guys?
Thanks for having
I
us,
just want
dude.
to say that this was a great time on the podcast, and I really can't wait to do it again next week.
I'm a king, and